In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 NHL games happening on December 17, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Missouri State versus Arkansas State. Missouri State at 7-5 and 5-3 in Conference USA meets Arkansas State at 6-6 and 5-3 in the Sun Belt in the Xbox Bowl on Thursday night at Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. The Bears heading off a 42-30 loss to Louisiana Tech as 2.5-point favorites, while the Red Wolves are fresh from a 30-29 win over Appalachian State at even odds. Historically, Arkansas State has owned this matchup at 3-0 all-time, with the last meeting back in 2015, which is long enough ago that none of the current players were thinking about it when they picked their schools. Missouri State's offense has been quietly productive all year, putting up 25.4 points per game. Through the air, the Bears average 273.9 yards with 26 passing touchdowns and 11 interceptions, and they add 117.9 rushing yards per game with 12 scores on the ground. That is a balanced enough profile that defenses cannot simply sit on one thing, even if the passing game is clearly the headliner. The downside is that the Bears' defense has sprung some serious leaks lately, allowing 83 combined points across their last 2 games, both of which were losses, so they have been living in shootout territory whether they like it or not. Arkansas State is not miles behind on paper, but they are a step behind. The Red Wolves average 24.4 points per game with 257.2 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and 12 picks through the air. On the ground, they chip in 127.5 rushing yards with 13 touchdowns. So the basic structure looks similar, but Missouri State has shown a higher passing ceiling and a bit more consistency when they are clicking. Defensively, Arkansas State has had its own issues, giving up at least 27 points in each of their last 3 games. That is not a profile that screams trusted favorite, especially on a neutral field. Down the stretch, the Bears have shown more offensive life. They scored at least 30 points in each of their last 3 games, which suggests they found some rhythm at exactly the time you would want it before a bowl. They can move the ball both on the ground and through the air, and their passing game has been particularly sharp. That matters a lot against a Red Wolves defense that struggles to defend the pass and is even worse against the run. If you are leaky at all levels, facing a confident, balanced attack can be a long afternoon. Arkansas State, by comparison, will likely have a harder time matching that pace on the scoreboard. They are not as strong offensively and carry one of the weaker rushing attacks in the country, which forces them to lean heavily on their passing game. That kind of one-dimensional approach lets Missouri State load up on stopping the throw without losing sleep over the run game beating them. That should free them to pressure Rayner and try to force those bowl game hero throws that turn into costly mistakes. When the defense knows where the ball needs to go, it can play a little faster. Then there is the bigger narrative that always shows up in these mid-tier bowls. This matchup is being framed as a been-here-before versus first-timer story, with Arkansas State cast as the experienced side and Missouri State as the nervous newcomer. That framing is a big part of why the Bears are being undervalued. Arkansas State is not some long-term bowl powerhouse. They are simply the more familiar football bowl subdivision name that bettors feel safer backing out of habit. Comfort is not the same thing as value. Missouri State comes in at 7-5 and profiles as a team that lives in tight, competitive games. Outside of blowout losses to USC and SMU, which say more about those power programs than the Bears, Missouri State was in every meaningful game. They lost to Conference USA champion Kennesaw State by 1 touchdown, fell to Western Kentucky by 5, and won 4 games by a single possession, repeatedly finding ways to close. That is the kind of experience that matters in a bowl where the line is tight and every third down feels big. Arkansas State has lived in that same chaos, but with less margin. The Red Wolves also dropped 4 one-score games, but 3 of their wins came by a single point. Flip one bounce, one tipped pass, one replay review, and they might be home for the holidays. Two of those close wins were outright upsets as double-digit underdogs, which is fun for storylines but not something you want to rely on when you are suddenly the team expected to control things. So why are they favored? Mostly because they are the long-established Football Bowl subdivision program, and Missouri State is the former football championship subdivision program that just stepped up. That narrative alone does not really justify the price. Missouri State has already shown it can hang in its new lane. The Bears are another former football championship subdivision program that found plenty of success in its first Football Bowl subdivision season. Quarterback Jacob Clark can push the ball downfield, and he does it against a defense that has been one of the worst in the country against the pass, with Arkansas State sitting at 131st in defensive success rate on dropbacks. That is a nasty matchup for a defense that already lives on the edge. We are not exactly convinced the Red Wolves should be favored in this spot at all. The silver lining is that this setup gives us the Bears at something close to even money. Missouri State belongs in this game, and this is the perfect chance for them to show it on a neutral stage where the helmets are the only thing separating the name brand from the supposed newcomer. As our first pick for this matchup, the Missouri State Bears money line is our full game side pick. Shifting gears to how many points might land on the board, the numbers basically scream points. The Bears average 25.4 points per game and throw the ball 54% of the time with what is listed here as the 21st ranked passing game in the nation. They are facing a defense that sits 83rd against the pass and allows 27.3 points per game. That is a friendly environment for an offense that likes to sling it and has already proven it can reach the low 30s on a regular basis. On the other side, the Red Wolves average 24.4 points per game. They throw 55% of the time and bring the 42nd ranked passing attack, matching up with a defense that sits 79th against the pass and gives up 28.3 points per game. So both teams are pass-heavy, both defenses are shaky against the throw, and both allow nearly 4 touchdowns per outing. If you are sketching this on a napkin, you are circling a total that starts with a 5 or a 6 pretty quickly. Recent form only reinforces that picture. Arkansas State allowed 83 combined points over its last 2 games, which is a huge number, but it also scored at least 30 points in each of its last 3. That combination, leaky defense and live offense, is exactly what you want if you are hoping for a high-scoring bowl. Missouri State is not far off that vibe either, as the Bears have given up 27 or more in 3 straight but have also scored 30 in each of their last 2. Both teams keep showing up in games where the scoreboard operator gets a workout. Bowl games often tilt toward offense anyway. You get extra prep time for creative scripts, gadget plays, and tempo wrinkles, and you are playing in a controlled environment in Frisco where weather will not ruin the fun. With 2 pass-leaning attacks, shaky secondaries, and recent trends that show both sides trading scores while their defenses struggle to get off the field, it is hard to build a strong case for a quiet, low-scoring grind. We have already seen both teams demonstrate they can get into the 30s, and there is nothing here suggesting either defense is about to suddenly morph into a shutdown unit. So when you stack the season averages on top of the late season trends, the most reasonable expectation is a game where both offenses move the ball, chunk plays pile up through the air, and both defenses bend early and often. A high-scoring affair is not guaranteed, but it is certainly the most likely script based on everything these two have shown. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.